Hey friends, thanks for joining me today. So I hope you've been enjoying the new catalog. I know I have. As you can see, I've been very busy selecting things that I want to order in here. And actually, by the time this goes live, I've probably ordered some of the things already. And I've already shown you several of them. But I'm really loving the new catalog and how it's laid out. And I would love to know your thoughts, what you think about it. What is your favorite part about it? And do you have a favorite stamp set, dies, and embossing folder, or even designer series paper? I've got lots. So let's start working on our card today. Now, a few weeks ago, I had shown you how to get 2 card bases out of 1 piece of cardstock by scoring and cutting just 1 time. So let's do that again. So what I want to do is I want to score this at 4 1/4. So I'm going to move my blade out of the way. Now the blade is the darker one, which is this one here. So you want to take that out of the way, right? I'm going to put this at 4 1/4 because I want to score the full sheet at 4 1/4 because we're going to be making 2 cards. So we're going to score that, right? That's scored. Then we're going to turn it around on the long side, measure up to 5 1/2, and then I will do 1 cut. And I am left with 2 pieces that measure 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. How cool is that? Both scored at the same time. While I have this out, let me do my layering pieces. And my layering pieces are 4 inches by 5 1/4. So again, I'm lining this up at 4 inches, right? 1 time there. And then I'm going to flip this around and I'm going to measure this at 5 1/4. So, and then 5 1/4 again, and we'll be left with a little strip that is 1/2 inch. And I like to save these little pieces because you never know, I might need them for something, right? All right, do I only need 2 of these? No, I actually need 4 of those. So let's do this piece as well. 4 inches. Okay, so we're going to cut this down at 4 inches. You know, let's go on this side because I already cut it on that side. So let's go here. Okay, so 4 inches and 5 1/4. So 5 1/4. Now I could have done this easily also had I remembered that I needed a piece for the inside, but you know, that's how I roll. So, and incidentally, I am using Basic Beige and Petunia Pop as my colors for my card. No DSP. So that's done. So I've got 2 pieces for the inside and 2 for the outside. Why don't we go ahead and score these, or not score them, burnish them. So I'm going to use my bone folder, just give it a nice crease. I like to do the other side as well. Okay, and we'll do the same here. So I hope everybody's been doing well and enjoying the warmer weather. I, for sure, am enjoying the warmer weather. As a matter of fact, I will be in Mexico when this video goes live. How cool is that? So I'm just grabbing my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine because we're going to be using this to do some embossing. And I'm using my number 1 plate and number 4 plate. So let's see, what am I missing here? So they were sitting on my other desk. So I want to emboss these 2 pieces, and I am using the Painted Plaster Painting 3D embossing folder. It's so cool. It's like it's got like a painting kind of thing, right? Like, you know, like you would do on a ceiling probably. Although I guess you could do it on the walls too. But it's such a nice detail. And I like the fact that this is nice and long. It's, I think this is 8 inches, if my memory serves me. Oh, a little bit longer than 8 inches, probably like 8.5 inches long. And the width is 6 inches, so very nice. So anyway, what's nice about this is because I can put both of these pieces in here at the same time, and I can emboss them in one run through the cut and emboss machine. So that makes it much easier with these larger format embossing folders. So we're just going to run this through. That there. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Look at the detail on that. 3D embossing folder. Yeah, really nice. Really nice. I love the way that looks. Now, I'm only going to need one of those, though. So we'll save that for the other one for another time. And so I'm going to put one aside. And do I need all 4 of these? Yeah, one for each inside and one for each outside. So do I need 2? Yes, 2. Okay. Oh, I'm so bad like that. Anyway, so I'm just going to take this piece and I'm going to cut it on the diagonal. And there's really no rhyme or reason about this, right? So I'll just kind of cut it right about there. Okay. And actually, I want to start this. I should have die cut cut this in half first. I think we're okay. What happens sometimes after you emboss, see how it didn't cut all the way through, and that's because the embossing. So, but that's okay. We'll just get our handy dandy little file here and we'll smooth out those edges so we don't have those little pieces hanging. All right, there we go. Should be good. Okay, I think I'm done with that. All right, so next I want to adhere these to the front of the card, glue. All right, so this is, and I cut these the exact same size as my basic beige piece. All right, so let's just, and this is so nice, this embossing folder, you can use either side of this. So really doesn't matter. Both sides are beautiful. I like to put a little bit extra on that because it is a raised piece. And I'm gonna make sure it sticks on here. So let's put that right to the edge. There, good, we're good. Okay. And we'll do the same thing with this other piece. Okay, then we'll just lay this piece on the top part. Again, lining that up. So, okay. I got some glue on my finger. Just rub that off. Okay, so that's that. All right, let's, so these are the inside pieces. Okay, so let's do some stamping. Okay, so I am using the Layered Thoughts stamp set. This is a new stamp set. I actually got this at On Stage, and I'm really liking the big, bold sentiments on here. I'm also using Natural Botanicals, and the reason I brought this one in for the sentiments is because this one doesn't have any sentiments. So you'll see it just has leaves and flowers. So now we're going to do Happy Birthday on the front. And This is a nice big bold stamp. So we're going to stamp happy birthday. Okay, and I'm going to come down, oh, not too much because it just barely fits. And that's why I'm doing this before putting the ribbon, because I wanted to make sure that there was room for my sentiment. Okay, so that's good. We'll set that aside. And then we'll do the same thing with this one. Now this one, there seems to be a little more room. So we'll do that a little bit higher. Right about there. Whoops, what happened there? Let's try that again. You know what? I don't have my mat under here, my pierce mat. So I think I skipped a little section there. Okay. Oops, still didn't get it. I got the A, but not the D. Let's try that again. It's a good thing this isn't a perfect stamp, right? Because I don't know, there might be something on that, and that's why it's not going on there. So we're just going to leave it. I'm not going to play with any more. Let me just clean this off. What I should have done is I should have put it in my Versamark ink so that it won't stain, because now it's already stained. Oh well. Okay, let's put this away. And then I'm going to use Shy Shamrock for my inside leaves. Now I will bring my pierce mat out because I remembered it. Let's open this up. We'll put some leaves down here. Now I'm just using the detailed leaves. I'm not using the solid piece. Just stamp that right there, which I guess technically is the same stamp. It's just you flip it over. And do the same thing on this one. So, okay. And we're going to close the ink. All right, let's put this on the inside of the card. I'll leave the inside blank without a sentiment. Just put a nice thin layer along the edge. I have learned over time that for the inside, you don't want to be too goopy with the glue. And you want to try to stay to the edge as much as possible, because what happens is if you get it too goopy, then you get little bumps when you're trying to write your message. And, you know, it looks kind of funny. So I've learned that over time that I really should do that more. Sometimes I forget though, right? We're all human. We do forget these things. So just apply a thin bead along the edge, as close to the edge as possible. I have tremors, so it's a little hard for me to stay completely on the edge, but I try not to write that far in. So, but I don't want to go on the inside for sure, because then we'll get those little bumps when we're signing our cards and writing our nice messages on the inside. You don't want to do that. Okay, so that is done. Good. Good. Let's close this up for a minute. And let's add some ribbon. Now, what you could do with this also is you can get another piece of cardstock and you can just lay a strip across this. Or what I like to do is I'm going to just take the ribbon, and I don't think I need that much though. I'm just going to lay it down here. So, and we're going to cut the rest off about there. Okay. And then I'm going to do my little trick here with my Scotch tape. But first I want to put a glue dot on the center here because I want it to stay there. And I don't want it to cover up Happy Birthday because it is pretty high up. So let's get a couple of these on here. So that's another little trick for you to hold the ribbon down. Just adding those right there. So little glue dots. I'll take the backings off. And then we'll put the ribbon down. And now I know that when I lay it there, it will adhere better. So, all right, so now I'm going to take my handy dandy Scotch tape. Just put that there. And the other one over here. All right. Okay, and we'll do the same with this piece here. Now this one I'm not too concerned about because I've got much more space. So I am going to come up a little bit more. So that. And we'll get some glue dots. I'm going to come right on the edge there. Put one over here. I have so many of these glue dots because I get them with my paper pumpkins, and because I mostly use my liquid glue, I don't use these, so I always have tons of them saved. So that's good there. Oops. I'll do the same to this. This little Scotch tape. On the back to secure the ribbon. All right, so we're going to put these on the front. I think I'm going to use dimensionals on these. I was just going to adhere them. I think I like it with dimensionals because, you know, it gives it a little bit of pop, right? And since there's no embellishments, not embellishments, die cuts on them, I thought this would just add a little something else. We'll do the same thing on this one. All right, so I'm just going to layer this in the center, leaving a little bit of a border, and we'll do the same with this piece here. And we'll add a little bit of bling, because everything needs some bling. Oops, almost did that upside down. That would not be good. All right, so let's put this in the center as well. Alrighty, and then we're going to use our In Color Shimmer Gems. I love these, they're so pretty. So pretty. So let's get some Petunia Pop ones, because we're trying to keep this monochromatic and using just one color. Put one here. I think we'll put a little one up in the corner here. Okay, and we'll do them here as well. Put one in that corner, another big one in this corner, so, and then here or here, I think we'll go here. Perfect. There you go, friends. Nice, simple layout. And you could make lots of these. You know, just use one card base, one, cardstock piece, cut it in half, and you've got two. So, hope you enjoyed that. Let me know by leaving a comment and a like on my YouTube channel. And please be sure to share it with your other crafty friends. If you have any questions or you'd like to order on any of the products that I've shown you, please be sure to reach out to me or go to my website, which is in the description below the video. You can find the link to that. And of course, if you want the tutorial for this, meaning the PDF with the measurements and a link back to this video, please be sure to sign up for my newsletter, which goes out every Wednesday morning. Friends, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you liking, subscribing, and sharing my video with your friends. Have a great day. Bye-bye.